Hello and welcome to Vortex presents Seattle Soundscape. Today we have Purr Gato, a band that combines influence of 70s post-punk, 80s dark wave, 90s downbeat club, and 2000s trip-hop. They just released their second album, Our Electric Universe, accompanied by music videos and a tour of the Pacific Northwest. Where would you say this album came from? What was it inspired by?
It was inspired by electronics.
Well, we wrote most of it on the open road.
Yeah.
Yeah, while
living
traveling.
out of our van, our B-Dub Westphalia camper van.
So the album came about by just you wanting to say, like, you know, we should write more stuff. And then it just sort of, like, came about that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, maybe one of the songs was written before the album started coming together, like before, but it worked. It works on the album, yeah.
It just, like, fit with the sort of tones that was being
Yeah.
put on the album. So you're just like, put it in there. Let's see how it works. And it worked.
Yeah, it was actually written, intended to be more, maybe like a funk tune, and then I reimagined it to be more Purr Gato, more electronic.
Which song is it?
Let the Beat Go. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, an interesting thing, when I was trying to look up Our Electric Universe, I actually came across an Earth, Wind & Fire album of nearly the same name. Is there any correlation?
No, and in fact, that was something that Tyler was concerned about at first. He's like, "Oh man, this album has close to it," but I kind of figure this day and age, you're gonna run into that with anything. Song names, album title names. Like our first album is called Heartbeat. You know, so
There's like 100 of those out there.
yeah. And even like Kelly Clarkson just came out with a song called Heartbeat, so it's not new, you know.
So, as far as the title Our Electric Universe goes, where did that originate from? Because it clearly didn't come from the Earth, Wind & Fire influence.
Right.
Oh, it came from just the equipment we were using in the studio. You know, it's like we're surrounded by all these synthesizers and things like that, and so
So it's just like your electric universe.
Yeah.
And so it worked with the album.
yeah.
So where can people find the album? Is it available for streaming? Is it physical only? Where can you access the album?
All of that. CD Baby,
iTunes.
in
Amazon.
in some record stores, in Vortex now.
Ooh.
You can get it.
Katrina and Tyler, you two are married.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. And you said earlier that you live and write your songs in a Volkswagen van?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, explain that more, because that's just like that's not a normal thing that you normally come across.
Well, we were going to buy our house that we were living in, and then what? Should I stop talking? And then we just it wasn't happening, and so we're like, basically, forget it. Let's
Bought a van instead of a house.
and put most of our stuff in storage, a lot of it, and
90% of it.
we just kind of travel. I mean, we do have somewhat of a home base here, but we travel and tour, and we just try to be. It actually feels really good, not having a house.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
So if you two
It's easy.
are married, and you are, I'm assuming, not married with them.
Oh well, this is my other husband.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Just
So where did you come into the picture as far as like when the band started developing? When did you sort of either approach them or they approached you?
Well, Katrina sings in a big band called Jazz Underground, and I just started playing drums for her about a year ago. And I decided to see what she's up to and asked her, talked to her about a project, and she said, I'm in this band. And actually their drummer was about to quit. And I didn't play on this last album. That last drummer played on the last album. So I joined right after that album was being finalized in the mixing stage, and then I just joined them on the live session. So I'm the live drummer, not the album drummer.
So because that you are the third member, have you been involved with writing the songs at all? Have you ever gone on road trips in the Volkswagen?
No, that's gonna come soon. We're gonna take a tour.
Yeah.
But we also incorporate a new system to the mix, which allows more songs to be developed on the fly and improvisation. So we're trying to incorporate that more. So I'm involved in a little bit more of the process now. But as we promote the CD, I'm not really involved in the record that we're promoting now.
Right.
So we're on to some new material, and I'll be more involved in that stuff.
So, if sorry to ask you more questions about the van, but so as far as like living in a van goes, how does that either benefit or hinder touring at all? Like, did you notice a difference when you were touring before, and then touring after the van sort of became a home?
I feel like it might be easier because we can, it's like our bedroom kind of goes everywhere with us. So, and it's super comfortable. So it's just anywhere we go, we're comfortable. We're set up.
Take our home everywhere.
Yeah.
So it is pretty easy.
It's only, I think, hard when we get to big cities, you know, because we need it. Okay, where are we going to put the van with all the gear? And like, you can't really sleep on the street, and you know, without getting messed with. So there's that.
Yeah, big cities suck. So hard. God. When we played in San Francisco, I slept in the van. You stayed in the apartment. We were staying at an apartment in the Mission District, and I had to sleep in the van, and it got really hot, and I had the windows open, and it was next to a park, and the sprinklers went on and sprayed me.
Yeah, he was having
and it was like
time.
all this gear. I had all this gear in there because I couldn't leave the van just locked up on the street with all that gear in there.
Yeah.
It's a security issue. And
so we need to get an alarm system.
Yeah, whatever.
Now, Katrina and Devin, you both have side projects. You mentioned Jazz Underground. What are the sort of other side projects you do alongside Purr Gato?
I have a lot. I sing backup in Bowie Vision, which is a David Bowie cover band. And, you know, that's really fun. I love the music, and it's kind of fun not being the main singer, you know?
Yeah.
Just, like, get to be the support. Yeah, Jazz Underground, and then I have a few other things.
Levels of Movement.
Levels of Movement is my other project with a DJ and a guy who plays guitar and synth, like a little Korg. And so that's really fun. Closed Circuit, I sing in that band sometimes. And then there's Sing It Live, where I'm in a female band called the Blood Moon Orchestra, and we do a vocal jam once a month, the last Sunday of every month. At the Sea Monster.
Bushwick Book Club.
Oh, I do Bushwick Book Club sometimes. I sometimes sing with SRO.
Oh my god.
I think I just joined a 90s cover band.
And you also, like, teach?
Yeah, I teach during the day. Just, you know, to kids and, like, a few teenagers.
Do any of you even combined, Tyler, Devin, do you even have that many side projects?
I have a couple others, not as many as Katrina.
Not as many. That's intense.
I think I'm a little insane right now. I think I'm gonna have to do something.
Chasing a lot of rabbits.
Yeah.
Just open for each individual band. Like it's like one of those Russian dolls where it's like one band opens for the other band, which opens for the other band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just in all of them.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You save so much money on gas for touring.
Right.
Bring all your bands on.
Bring all my bands on. That's a great idea. I'm doing that.
No, it's not.
So as far as these side projects go, are there sort of any overlap between them and Purr Gato? Like, are there sort of things that you learn or influence that you gain from these side projects that you bring into this band?
I think being in a cover band, it's kind of neat because you learn someone else's music and then you can kind of apply that. Their songwriting style can, rub off onto you, and then you can end up writing some cool stuff. I think there's that. I mean, exposure. You kind of get exposed to another band's fans or whatever, and, a little crossover stuff happens. You played a few Purr Gato songs in closed circuit, so then I can be like, and this is what I do in Purr Gato. What we're doing with this band. But yeah, you're in fucking elephant. With 2 G's.
Yeah. We can swear on the show.
We can?
It's the internet.
It's not a swear word.
Oh, okay.
2 G's.
Fucking elephant.
Yeah.
Fucking elephant. It's not a swear word.
It's not a swear word.
It's not a swear word.
I'll censor it just in case.
Right.
Now, the way I understand it, you have, like we mentioned before, you have a couple of strange connections to David Bowie, because not only are you in the David Bowie tribute group Bowie Vision, but also you were taught underneath the same percussionist that was on Black Star, David Bowie's last album. That being said, do you think having the backgrounds that you do, that you feel any sort of Bowie influence on your music in any way? And if not, who have you felt most influenced by?
Do you know who you felt most influenced by?
I mean, Mark Juliana, who was the drummer on Black Star, he's been influencing me for years, since like 2004 when I first heard him play, like a little YouTube clip on drum solo. And he's like the source of a lot of inspiration for me, just as the study of music in general, not just a genre, like just applying yourself and trying to get really good and not cutting corners and just really owning everything that you do. So it's really like all the inspiration from everywhere kind of combines into this just really owning what you're doing and doing it very intentful and staying true to like your vision and not compromising because of money or because people want you to play a certain way. And then you combine all the influence you have in your life. There's like not really one person, but it's like more of an ideal type of thing for me.
So it's like you're a product of your musical environment.
Yeah, very
yeah.
much.
Like Beck inspires me. Love Beck. David Bowie inspiring. Just the way he writes songs. It's just so interesting how you hear a Bowie song and then it's like it feels natural. It seems like a natural song, but then when you really try to learn it, you realize that it's not your typical like here's 8 measures and then here's another 8 measures of something else, sort of a thing. It's like kind of all over the place, and then he changes it up just to make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah.
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 Well, what about your influences, Tyler?
Boy, I'm really into IMX right now, and Chris Corner, from the Sneaker Pimps.
It was a 90s band.
Oh.
So the Sneaker Pimps, Chris Corner was one of the founding members, and then he started a new band called IMX maybe 10 years ago, roughly. And he's got his 6th album out now, and really heavily influenced or inspired by him. And of course, Depeche Mode. Super inspirational. I think they're they're probably the greatest band ever in the history of ever. And they are. I mean, like, what are they? 36 years, 37 years they've been going at it.
I've been slowly getting a trickle of Depeche Mode from you guys, and just like the weight of them, it takes a while to like sink in.
It's crazy. And then
Gary Newman.
Gary Newman's very inspirational.
Do you know Gary Newman?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
He was
Cars.
Cars. That's it.
Yeah. Our Friends Are Electric.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah, really. I don't know. There's some of the older bands that, well, older. I say like 80s older, like it's the Smiths, and a lot of those bands. So anyway, yeah.
So using those influences, sort of as a reference point, how did Purr Gato originate? Like, not only when you started getting to know each other, but also when you started developing your electronic style. Like, how did that all sort of coincide? The both, like, origin of both you meeting each other and the origin of your sound.
Right. Well, we had met previously at Cornish. We both went to that college, Cornish College of the Arts. But I think for Purr Gato, it was like I was in a funk soul band called Soulcata for a while and singing jazz, and I was just, I love that stuff. I was just kind of getting like bored of that type of music, and I wanted to make something new and different and something that I would actually like really want to listen to. And so I started creating these songs all by myself, just loops and like electronic sounds, and kind of all of a sudden had like 10 songs, and I wasn't very good at coming up with the percussive part of it, but all the other stuff, the songwriting and the synthy part. So I went to him like, hey, can you help me make these beats sound cool, and then it got to a point where we were like, let's form a band. And so we had like 2 other people. I had a girl singer and our drummer David Levin, who was with us, and we like came up with a name. And I think we only, as a band, even though we had previously written all these songs, as a band, I think we rehearsed for like a month or so.
I think we had 3 or 4 rehearsals before
our first gig, and we just went boom, boom, boom. And so we kind of started developing and, learning how to play the songs in front of people.
And speaking of the name, what is the origin of that name specifically?
Kind of started out as like the Cat Meow project, and then I'm like, Cat Meow, and no, there was too many of those, and kind of playing off of my name, Katrina. And then it kind of, I just was like, I remember we were driving the car, and I was just thinking about it, like, what about, another word for cat, gato, and what do they do, and so I'm like, Purr Gato.
So it was like word association that sort of brought you there.
That kind of,
Happy cat.
And then he was like, oh, that's great. So, and then one person, we've had people ask, what does that mean, like, happy pussy or something, I'm like, yes it does. And other people have asked, oh, does it mean purgatory? And I just say yes it does.
Well, Purr Gato with 1 R is purgatory.
It's an Italian word, but with the 2 R's and it's separate, it's like Purr Gato.
So it's like, it's almost an unintended Italian pun.
Yeah. Exactly. And one time we actually dressed up in schoolgirl outfits and Catholic schoolgirl outfits. So,
Oh my God.
It's where cats go between heaven and hell.
Yeah.
It's purgatory. Purgatory.
So last question before we sign off. How would you like to expand your sound in the next few years or in the next few albums? You were talking about like basing it more off of improvisation. Talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we want to kind of just improv together. I think when it started, it was like I was on my own creating these songs. I'm like, here, let's play them live. And then this is more, we're going to make it up together and then kind of form our songs through there. We bought a Moog Sub 37 for our last album, but I think we're going to try to use that more.
We bought a Moog Fatty for the first album.
So I think just coming up with different sounds and then having a fabulous drummer like this guy right here, it's just going to be really fun. And I think because we come from a jazz background, we'll be able to just like improvise and come up with some cool stuff. So
Yeah, it makes live performances
Yeah.
more interesting for the viewer who
Yeah.
heard the album or just want to hear something interesting that's can't get anywhere else type of thing.
So you sort of want to start developing your live sound more.
Yeah, well, that's what I like to do because I like performing. I mean, recording's cool, but you can always record after you get really good with live, and then people want to come to that too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's a perfect transition into our live performance from Katrina, Tyler, and Devin with the song Head in the Sand by Purr Gato. Good night.
That's from our new album.
you doing? Are you zooming in on me? Why?